नमस्ते बिटिया। हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया। Myself Dr. Aarti Purohit, Department of Pathology, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University. Our today's topic is inflammatory disorders of prostate. Inflammatory disorders include acute prostatitis. Acute focal or diffuse suppurative inflammation of the prostate is not uncommon. It occurs most commonly due to ascent of bacteria from the urethra, less often by descent from the upper urinary tract or bladder. The infection may occur spontaneously or may be a complication of urethral manipulations such as by catheterization, cystoscopy, urethral dilatation, and surgical procedure on the prostate. General examination show the prostate is enlarged, swollen, tense. Cut sections show multiple abscess or foci of necrosis. On microscopic examination, the prostatic acini are dilated and filled with neutrophilic exudate. There may be diffuse acute inflammatory infiltrate. In chronic prostatitis, it is more common and foci of chronic inflammation are frequently present in the prostate of man above 40 years of age. Chronic prostatitis is of two types, chronic bacterial prostatitis and abacterial. In bacterial prostatitis, it is caused in much the same way by the same organism as the acute prostatitis. It is generally a consequence of recurrent UTI. In chronic, it is abacterial prostatitis. It is more common. There is no history of recurrent UTI and culture of urine and prostatic secretion is always negative, though leukocytosis is demonstrable in prostatic secretions. On general examination, the prostate may be enlarged, fibrosed, and shrunken. On microscopic examination, the diagnosis of chronic prostatitis is made by foci of lymphocyte, plasma cell, macrophages, neutrophil within the prostatic substance, corpora, amylaceae, prostatic calculi, and foci of squamous metaplasia in the prostatic acini may accompany the inflammatory change. In granulomatous prostatitis, it is variety of chronic prostatitis probably caused by leakage of prostatic secretion into the tissue and could be autoimmune origin. The nodular hyperplasia, non-neoplastic tumor-like enlargement of the prostate, commonly termed benign nodular hyperplasia or benign enlargement of prostate. It is very common condition in man considered by some as normal aging process. It becomes increasingly more frequent above the age of 50 and incidence approaches 80% in a man above 80. The etiology, a few etiological factors such as endocrinological, racial, inflammation, atherosclerosis have been implicated by endocrine basis for hypoplasia has been more fully investigated. With advanced aging, there is decline in level of androgen and a corresponding size of estrogen in the male. The periurethral inner prostate, which is primarily involved the BEP, is responsive to the rising levels of estrogen, whereas the outer prostate, which is mainly involved in the carcinoma, is responsive to androgen. On general examination, the enlarged prostate is nodular, smooth, and firm, and weigh 2 to 4 times its normal weight. That is, may weigh up to 40 to 80 grams. The appearance on cut section varies depending upon whether the hyperplasia is predominantly of the glandular and fibromuscular tissue. On microscopic examination, there is hyperplasia of all three tissue elements in varying proportion, glandular, fibrous, and muscular. The glandular hyperplasia predominates in most cases and is identified by exaggerated intra-acinar papillary enfolding with delicate fibrovascular pores. The fibromuscular hyperplasia, when present as dominant component, appears as aggregates of spindle cell forming an appearance of skin, the fibromyoma of the uterus. And clinical features include clinically, the symptomatic cases develop symptom due to complications such as the urethral obstruction and secondary effects on the bladder like hypertrophy, cystitis, ureter, there is hydroureter, and kidneys, there is hydronephrosis. The presenting feature include frequency, nocturia, difficulty in micturition, pain, hematuria, and sometimes the patient present with acute retention of urine requiring immediate catheterization. This is my reference books. I hope you enjoy this session. If any query is there, please mention it in comment box. Thank you.